Hey everyone, how's it going? Five Finger Shuffle back here with another video, and we are back with episode 3 of My Gear. Being October and we just finished laundry day, also this weekend happens to be double gold, which means I was able to finish maxing all my gear from laundry day. So we're going to go over my top 30 units and explain how and why they are geared the way they are. If you don't know why we do the top 30 units, we are going to come over here to battle ranking, and we're currently ranked 4 in BR. This number is based up of your top 30 units, which is part of the reason why we do our top 30 units. Or that's why I talk about my top 30 units. BR doesn't really matter for anything in the game. It's just a nice way of measuring your progression. So we currently sit 4th. The other reason we don't go over like all of our 6 stars, for example, is just because of time. There's really no reason to go over every single unit in the game every month. I just want to go over the top 30 because they're the ones I tend to use the most. So let's start right at the top here. We have double Alia. My first Alia is my better geared of the two, and for those of you that are on my friends list, she is my rep. So you can see here, she has 40k HP with 94 crit rate, 211 crit damage, and 3.07 attack speed. She also has about 1400 attack as well. The attack's a little low, but her attack speed is very high to make up for it. So she takes advantage of both Razor Dash and Dance of Death, bonus damage being based on attack speed, so she does more damage. She's also max skilled. You can see she is Mortal Keen, attack speed, crit damage, attack. Primarily when I use her, I'm relying on her ultimate, so that's why I geared her with attack speed. Now, the second Alia I geared completely different. She isn't skilled up, unfortunately, but she is attack, crit damage, attack. Unfortunately, she has this 5-star crit damage glove on her, but it had plus 12 crit rate, and that was the best I could do for now. This one is similar. It's got better, the other substats are better, but it's only plus 9, so I took the crit rate. So let's look at her stats. She has a lot less HP, so she's a lot squishier. She only got almost 33k HP. But she has plus almost 1300 attack, so she's got 2000 attack with 96 crit rate and 179 crit damage. So she hits really hard across all of her skills, not as hard on Dance of Death as the first one, but she's a little more balanced. Again, she's not skilled up, so she's not as good as the first one, but I can still use her in co-op, which was really the main reason why I built her. Next up is Cinnamon. Cinnamon I only built for co-op. I don't plan on using her for anywhere else, but she's very squishy nuker. She's got plus 1900 attack with 95 crit rate and 161 crit damage. She doesn't need accuracy because she doesn't have a defense break on her ultimate. She is brutal and sturdy. The sturdy is random, but I had this attack bracer and I was running out of attack bracers, so it has crit rate, crit damage, and move speed on it. The move speed is nice for co-op because you can dodge the boss, and also the sturdy gear set isn't bad for co-op either, having a little extra defense on her. And then this one is probably the main reason I used it, because she had crit rate, crit damage, and attack with this huge crit rate sub. So all in all, I didn't really need Keen because I had these big crit rate subs on her. So that's how I geared her. I don't really use her anywhere other than co-op, but I may end up trying to place her into my Ascended team for Steel Widow, but we'll have to see what happens. So my Monument did not make the top 30 cut, but there's his stats if you want to screenshot it. Katsuko did, however. She has, what's that, 78k HP, a little over, with 1200 defense, 55 accuracy. She is on also Adept Sturdy. HP, HP, HP. You want her on HP because the heal skill, which one is it? This one. Healing is based on caster's max HP, so you want her to have as much HP as possible. I still use her in my Blitz team even since I pulled the water one. I think she's really strong, and I think next week for co-op she's going to be really strong as well. She's one of the few fire healers. Next is Sun Wukong, the Fire Monkey King. I haven't changed his gear in forever. I did, however, max it. Last time we did this video, his gear wasn't maxed. He is still on Vampire, attack, crit damage, attack. And he's still a little squishy. He's only got 30k HP. I have been using him in co-op, though, and he's been performing surprisingly well. Also, if you haven't already heard, the Monkey Kings are getting a buff upcoming. Sometime this week, there should be patch notes about what the buff is going to be. But they've already said that there is going to be a huge damage increase on his first skill. So his stats, he has 83 crit rate with 177 crit damage and over 2,000 attack. I wish he had a little more accuracy because he does have a defense break and he's not landing it very often, so I may have to play around with that. He does, however, have 94 resistance, which is ridiculously high. I'm not really sure, other than the random warding set in there, I'm not really sure why his resistance is so high. But these two warding pieces were amazing. Crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and attack speed on the first one, which is like everything you would want for him with a 16% crit rate sub. And then crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and attack on this one as well. Even though it's a 5-star, those substats are amazing for him. And he's on Vampire, like I said. His gear could probably use some work, but like this piece here just really has crit rate and resistance. But all in all, I'm actually quite happy with him, and he's performing amazingly well in co-op. Fire Snake Lady got de-geared, did not make the top 30. Vimal I use all the time, and every single day in stream somebody asks me why I'm using Vimal instead of Manaz. Essentially, Vimal is, I mean, for Steel Widow. Steel Widow 10 Manaz is definitely better, but there's not much difference between the two, and Vimal actually has, first of all, has a cleanse and a strip on the same skill. The cleanse doesn't work very well because the unit you're attacking has to be in front of him in order for the cleanse to hit them when it goes out or back. So really he only ends up cleansing himself most of the time. But the heal is really nice and the strip is really nice. Here are his stats. He has 54k HP, almost 55, and also has plus 1155 attack with 73 accuracy. And really those are the only stats I care about. Maybe I would get his crit rate up a little higher, but he still has the same first skill as the other units, or sorry, as Manaz. So he does reduce the cooldown, plus he still heals, and he does damage. So, I mean, he's almost the same as Manaz, except he has a strip instead of the ongoing damage. The Manaz ongoing damage is really nice, don't get me wrong, and I do sometimes miss it, but this means I don't have to run another strip in my Steel Widow team, and I really only built him for Ascended floors anyway, so he's on my Steel Widow 11 team. Ella, I 6-starred, and I don't like using her at all. She's probably my most regretted 6-star out of all of them. So I de-geared her. Obviously didn't make the top 30. Rana, however, is somebody that I wish I had skilled up. But I'm saving my tutors for this upcoming patch. So she has 35k HP with 88 crit rate, 195 crit damage, and over 2,000 attack. So very similar stats to my second Alia above. Again on Mortal Keen, attack, crit damage, attack. Again with a 5-star crit damage bracer. I just have too many attackers and not enough crit damage bracers. So always on the hunt for those because I have so many attackers to gear. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with her stats. She performs really well even though she has 0 skill ups. If she was skilled up, she would be way better. but there's really nothing I can do about that right now. Next up is Blueberry. Blueberry, again, super similar stats to Cinnamon, except that she has a little more accuracy. So Cinnamon had plus 1900 attack. Blueberry has 1763. She has a couple thousand more HP. She does, however, have less crit rate. She has 77 crit rate. The reason being that she buffs her own crit rate here. So she probably doesn't even need 77. I was aiming for about 70, and I ended up getting a little higher than that. So that's not all that bad. Plus she has 194 crit damage with 36% accuracy. The accuracy, again, I could probably afford to trade a couple percent crit rate for a few percent accuracy, so she lands that defense break a little more often on her ultimate. But still, I'm happy with her gear. She performs really well in co-op, and that's the only place I use her. Good old Kai Wenji, the Water Diva. I don't use her a lot anymore. I used to use her on my arena offense, but I recently took her out. I'm actually doing a video on my arena offense, hopefully today or tomorrow. Anyway, that's besides the point. The only place I really use her now is co-op as well, and she's triple HP with 86, almost 87k HP with 63 accuracy. And 1000 defense. So the defense is a little underwhelming. She should probably be a little higher, but the accuracy is great. She doesn't need accuracy for this skill for Starstruck, but she does need it for her stun. So if you are worried about her stun, then definitely give her a lot of accuracy. That's why I was using her in arena defense, because not only if you skill her up and you get this third skill, the duration +1, her stun lasts a really long time compared to other units that stun. I did try and skill her up a little bit. The first two skills, like this first skill, the healing on the first skill, I would have liked to get there, but I figured it wasn't worth the tutors to try and get that maxed. This one I don't care about. This one I wanted maxed for sure. I wanted that extra 20% healing, and I wanted the extra 1 second duration on this stun, and I got those. So once I got those two, I said screw it in terms of this one. Next up is my pride and joy, my Bala Rot. He is max skilled, as you can see. He's also on Adept Precise. I will show you his gear. He is now at 103.5k HP with 61 resistance, 98 accuracy, and almost 1200 defense. So what would I change on this? I would give him more resistance, definitely, but my other 3 units on my arena defense already have resistance, so I'm not overly worried about him. I just wanted him to have as much HP as possible so he couldn't get one shot. And I use him a lot on my arena offense, so I want him to have super high accuracy. This is probably a little overkill at 98%, but I figured since he's primarily my arena offense go-to, if he doesn't land that strip, then I'm in big trouble. So that is why he is the way he is. I also gave him a little bit of move speed on here. You can see plus 16 move speed here, and where's the other one? I know there's another one with move speed. Maybe I took it off. Maybe I don't know there's another one with move speed. I thought there was. Okay, so I added this move speed because he was a little slow. Basically, my nukers were passing him at the start of arena offense, and that was really bad. So I gave him this move speed, and everything seems to work perfect now. This piece of gear is really nice for him. HP, 19 accuracy, 16 move speed, and even a little crit rate. Then HP with high accuracy and high defense with some attack subs. And that flat HP sub doesn't hurt either. Then this one, I'm thinking about replacing this one if I get a good replacement. It does have 4 resistance, 6 crit rate, 18 accuracy, and 15 defense. It's a great piece of gear, but it has no HP on it. He could have even more HP than he already has, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't really need that accuracy, so if I get like a high resistance HP defense piece, I might put that in there for that. I just maxed this actually yesterday. So I also have his outfit at +4 for the extra 4% HP. Just so you know, getting a max outfit, that extra 5%, is actually a little less than maxing this chest slot. So if you look here, the chest slot is 4,800, almost 4,900 HP, and a standard, whoops, that's a 5-star. A standard chest slot is 3,600. So you're gaining 1,300 HP from having this. And I believe a max outfit is on him is only 1,500, but normally it would be a little less. He just has crazy high base stats. So it's about the same. But you're basically getting another 5% HP just by maxing this chest slot. Next up is the bracer. We got HP with attack and resistance. This one needs to be replaced. I just don't have anything to put there right now. This is the best I've got. I needed the resistance, and it's got the HP. Obviously, I'm looking every day for something to replace this, but it's difficult. And one of the nicer pieces of gear that I have, 27% HP with attack and 12% accuracy. And like I said, his outfit is level 4. He's almost ready. I only need 430 more outfit tokens, and he will be maxed. And we'll get another 300 HP from that as well, so we'll be almost at 104k. Next up is my Stella. I know a lot of people have been asking me about my Stella recently because they've seen me doing arena offense on stream. She actually has a fair amount of HP. She has 33k HP. She has 94 crit rate, 132 crit damage, and plus 1,465 attack. Plus she has 56 accuracy. So all in all, I'm actually quite happy with her stats. Her attack is way down from what it used to be because she used to be on Brutal. Right? Brutal? Yeah, she used to be on Brutal, but I switched her over to Adept. Still attack, crit damage, attack. She has the nicest crit damage bracer, well, second nicest crit damage bracer that I have, with crit rate and high HP. And then, of course, attack. The reason she has that little accuracy sub there is because she does have this sneaky little strip on her second skill. She also has mortal wounds. She also has this pull skill where she pulls everybody in together, and then she's able to nuke with her ignore defense on her ultimate. So crazy strong. I use her all the time. You'll see her in action soon in an upcoming video. My happiest summon recently was this girl, Yoko. I was super pumped, and I still am. Unfortunately, I feel like she's going to get a nerf in this upcoming update. She is on Adept Warding, HP, HP, HP. Here are her stats. She has 86.3k HP, 0.4k HP, with 89 resistance. Those were really the two stats I was aiming for, with a little bit of accuracy subs. I wish she had more accuracy substats. This is more of an arena build. She does have a defense break right here. Defense break and blocks buffs. So a little more accuracy would be nice, but because I'm using her on arena defense, I needed that resistance, and I couldn't get both. So if I ever get another one, I will be putting more accuracy on her for co-op. Then Fathom, I still use Fathom quite a bit because I don't have my light AA isn't max skilled. I love the shield on this guy. It's super strong, 67k HP with 1,400 defense and 66 accuracy. Those are really all the stats I was worried about. He is on Adept Precise, HP, Defense, HP. You can actually afford to put a defense piece on him if you want to. Next up, this guy, Washy, I love him. I'm hoping, well, we know he's getting a buff in this upcoming patch. So I geared him quite well. I'm super hyped. I hope he gets a great buff. I'm praying for legendary mortal wounds on his ultimate or somewhere on his kit. I think that would be amazing for these guys. They are a ranged damage dealer, and legendary mortal wounds seems to fit perfectly into what I think Gameloft is trying to do right now. If that's what ends up happening, these guys are going to be OP, and you'll see them everywhere in arena offense. Right now, it's only the Light Shark, really, that can be used, and his base stats are really low. Nobody really used him. I feel like that was more of a test, and since nobody used him, I feel like this would be the next logical step. Give it to the Ink Ninjas. You'll see them everywhere in arena, and that would change the meta, and it would get rid of the current Violet Water Magic Girl meta really quickly, at least until people get Hallowed gear and can start removing the legendary mortal wounds. So anyway, here's his stats. He has quite a bit of HP as well. He's got 40k HP. Thank you for the friend request. 40k HP, which would be amazing for arena, having that extra HP. He also has 80% crit rate, 137 crit damage, and plus 1800 attack. And then on top of all that, he has 64 accuracy. So you do need accuracy on him, you do need attack, you do need crit rate, you do need crit damage, you need HP. He's very stat heavy, or stat hungry. He's on attack, crit damage, attack as well with Adept Precise. Again, the Precise is because all these skills, he has Mark, Slow, Mortal Wounds, Defense Break, Mark again. This one needs the Mark. Does this one need the Mark? Oh yeah, this one. So these two need the Mark. But he has Mark, Mortal Wounds, Defense Break, Big Damage, and Slow. So he has a lot of debuffs. You need accuracy on him. He currently is not skilled, but if you look down here at the bottom, I've very sneakily been saving up. I have 11 tutors. He needs 12 skill ups, but next week we'll be getting another one. So if he does get legendary mortal wounds, all those tutors will be going into him. I promise you that. I'm super hyped for this update, if you can't already tell. I just hope we're happy with the Ink Ninja buffs because they really desperately need it. Next up is Eleanor. Eleanor is one of the few units whose gear isn't maxed. All her gear is plus 12. She is on Adept Precise. That's why she only has 67k HP. But she does have 89 accuracy. That's really all you need is HP and accuracy on her. She's only for PvE in dungeons and stuff. That's really the only use for her. She is incredible at her job though. Like, I'm not frowning on her at all. She is basically triple S tier in terms of PvE, purely because of this skill. She hits the fire cannonballs 5 times, which is 5 ongoing damage. So you want crazy amounts of accuracy to make sure that ongoing damage lands, because 5 stacks of ongoing damage on the boss is huge. She isn't skilled up because this skill increases damage, but that doesn't increase the damage of the ongoing damage. And you don't have her on an attack build, so the damage skill ups don't do much, and there is no skill cooldown. If there was a level 5 here that said skill cooldown reduction, I would most definitely skill her up, but there isn't, so I'm not. Here's the gear. HP, HP, HP. If these were maxed, she would have a lot more HP, but she just doesn't need it, to be completely honest. I'll probably max them anyway, just because, but that's it. Water Snake Lady is ungeared because I have the fire one, or sorry, I have the dark one, so she did not make the top 30. Mana still has great gear on him. I rarely use him anymore, unfortunately. He has, what is this, 42k HP with 59 crit rate, 2000 attack, and 55 accuracy. So I'm really happy with his gear. He is obviously maxed with Adept Precise, HP, attack. Vimal was attack, HP, HP. I don't even remember saying his stats, but they have very similar stats with a high accuracy. Vimal has more HP, because he has his first ascended floors, and then Manaz has more attack because I use him in the regular floors. So that's pretty much it for him. Next up, speaking of champions that I'm hoping get big buffs, Turelion, the Nature Archangel. There was a leak out recently from Gameloft Sean. If you guys haven't been in my stream recently, he came in and leaked some stuff on a conference call while we were streaming on Twitch. So I might actually do a video on the leaks that we've found out so far. But he did say that the Archangels are getting a buff. It seems like it's going to be the Fire Archangel, the Nature Archangel, and the Light Archangel are all getting buffs. The theory, I don't know if he said or not, but or if we just kind of guessed, but Aegis here is what's getting, Aegis is what's getting the buff. He didn't say what it was. All he said is that whatever they're getting, he feels like it's better than what the Water and Dark Archangels have. So I don't know what that means, but either way, that sounds super strong. I have mine max skilled, and I'm hoping he's going to be crazy good for arena defense. So I have him pretty well geared. He's got 78k HP with almost 1200 defense. He's got 50 crit rate in there just so he does a little bit of damage, and he's got plus 0.71 attack speed as well. Unfortunately, no resistance. I'd probably have to re-gear him a little bit to make that work. He is on HP. He would have more HP, but this Adept Glove is only 5-star plus 12. So I need to find a replacement for that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with his stats. We'll have to see what happens. I may end up putting him in my arena defense in place of somebody else that I have in there already. So we will see what that buff is going to be, but I'm pretty happy with these stats. His first skill, is it his first skill or is it this skill? Okay, so the way this works, he uses his Celestial Splendor, ascends to a higher state of being, gaining immunity, and periodically emitting a pulse of light that deals damage to enemies. For the duration, Sacred Spear, which is his first skill, heals nearby allies with every attack in addition to its other effects. So his other effects, every 8th attack is empowered, causing it to remove all debuffs from a single enemy. So he does have a kind of a cleanse, so he'll cleanse more often if he has attack speed, just because he gets to his 8th attack more often. But also, when this skill is doing its pulsing, this first skill will heal every single time he uses it. So having him on Adept and having him on high attack speed means he's going to be healing a lot more. So he'll be spamming this first skill because he's on attack speed, or not on attack speed, but because he has this plus 0.71 attack speed, so he'll heal more than normal. But long story short, he's still not very good until this skill gets buffed. We'll have to see what they do to it. Next up, we have Malika. I don't use Malika very often, just for co-op really. But she's got plus 1200 attack, she's got 35k HP, 91 crit rate, and 199 crit damage. She actually has decent gear. She's on Vampire Keen, just because that's what I had her on when I was using her, and I don't really have a reason to change it. So, and it saves me another set that I can put on someone else. Next up is Wink. My Wink is one of my most recent 6-stars. She's on Rapid. She's not even skilled up yet. She has 2, 4, 6. Jesus, she needs 10 more skill ups. So, for those of you in my guild that were doing co-op with me yesterday and my Wink did really well, I'm sorry she's not max skilled, but I promise she'll do better next time. So she got 35k HP with plus 1200 attack and plus 1.81 attack speed with 79 crit rate and 158 crit damage. I want her faster. This is way too slow for Wink in my opinion, especially on Rapid. She's attack speed, crit damage, attack. A lot of her gear doesn't have attack speed on it though. So first one obviously does. The crit damage bracer doesn't. This one has 20% attack speed, which is amazing. But then, sorry, crit damage glove. The attack bracer has no attack speed. The pendant has no attack speed. And the helmet only has 6%. So we can get her way faster. I would love this to be +3 instead of +1.81 attack speed. But for now, I didn't want to sacrifice the other stats. She's doing really well already anyway, so I'm not too worried. And she's not even skilled up yet. So she'll be really strong once I'm done with her, but she's still a work in progress. Next up is Gorg Lon. Gorg Lon, actually, I'm kind of happy with his gear. Another one that I wish I had tutors for. He has no skill ups currently. He's on Mortal Keen, HP, HP, HP. The HP is really high on him, surprisingly. He has 93.5k HP. Plus, I've got him at 77 crit rate and 126 crit damage with 52 accuracy. So, I'm actually really happy with his gear. He's not on Adept, which kind of sucks, but being on Mortal gives him all this extra crit damage. That 126% crit damage and 77 crit rate means he does a ton of damage. And if he was skilled up, he'd be doing even more. So, look out for him. I don't use him very often, unfortunately, because I have the water one, and this guy doesn't have a strip. But you see him a lot more on arena defense recently because you don't necessarily need a strip all the time. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with his gear. Next is Kendrick, the nature pirate, which a lot of people claim he doesn't exist. But I have him. He's not skilled up, obviously. He's only got 4 skill ups into him. I do have 3 other pirates down below. I have 1 of each element, but because they're so rare, I don't want to feed them. I want to wait until they become a little more common. So he's got 53k HP, 65 accuracy with attack and crit rate subs and crit damage. I currently have him on a hybrid build. He has warding, precise, and vital, attack, crit damage, HP. So that's why his attack isn't that high. It's only +700. Is because I gave him an HP bracer so that he has 53k HP as well. So all around, he's tanky. He can survive. I really only use him in co-op. I'm not a big fan of the pirates, but he is good in co-op. Next up, Dr. Synapse. You guys have seen me highlight this guy a lot. I really like him. He does a ton of damage. He out-damages my Blade Master, my Rota. He out-damages everybody. He's only got 30k HP, but he does have 81 crit rate, 144 crit damage, and plus 1467 attack. And he's got 44 accuracy as well. He reminds me a lot of Washy. He's kind of a 4-star Washy, except he does more damage and less debuffs. So he's on Adept Keen, attack, crit damage, attack, max skilled. I'm pretty happy with his gear. I'm happy with how he performs. All around, good unit, crazy damage, and I'm even looking into building another one. One of the other units, I mean. Alright, so here's the funkiest build of the day. My Rota, she has 40k HP, she has plus 1.17 attack speed, she has no attack, she has 72 crit rate, she has no crit damage, and she has 84 accuracy. So, normally I recommend attack speed, crit damage, and attack. I recently took the attack speed out, or sorry, I took the crit damage out and I put in this HP piece. I can't remember if that was the last video or not, but I wanted her tankier so I could use her in Ascended raids. She still had high crit rate, she still had high attack speed, but she had no crit damage, and that was fine. I know a lot of people actually run her on crit rate, so I was like, okay, well I already have the crit rate, so I can go in HP sub, that'll be fine. Then we started doing the Nightmare co-op runs this week, and the team we wanted to use, there was no defense break on the team except for Rota, and of course I was the one running Rota, so we needed that defense break to land or we can't kill the boss, which means the attack piece came out and this accuracy bracer went in. It's not even maxed. I don't plan on maxing it. The second we're done with co-op this week, this is coming off, and this attack piece is going back on with attack speed and crit rate and accuracy. She does have quite a bit of accuracy without the bracer. She still had over 40%, but it just wasn't landing the defense break all regularly, consistently enough. So I had to take it off and put this bracer on. But she will be going back soon. It is hard to look at her this way. She doesn't do a lot of damage. She doesn't do much. All she does is defense break, and she's pure support at this point. It's all about using this Tempest skill and the defense break, and that's really it for her right now until I can get her gear back to normal. Next, we're going to skip over her. She does have gear, but it's not maxed, it's not good gear, and I don't use her. She didn't get into my top 30 because of the Dark Snake Lady. She is amazing, though. I just don't need her because I have the Dark one. Next up is Valor. Valor, again, one of those Archangels that's getting a buff. He isn't skilled up. I wish he was. That's why I'm kind of waiting for the patch notes, because I do want to skill up Washy, but if these Archangels are OP, then maybe I'll end up skilling up one of them instead. He's on HP. I'm not too happy with this Mortal offset, since a Mortal is supposed to be a 4-set, so it doesn't do anything having it there. But I don't really use him right now. He does have 80k HP with 67 crit rate, and plus 0.87 attack speed. So very similar to what I was trying to do with the nature one. He's just not skilled up, and I don't really use him very often. But again, stay tuned for that buff. He is on the difference on him actually over Turelion. Turelion was on Adept because he's more for, I was using him more for PvE, and Valor I put on Dazzling because I was going to use him on my arena defense. I just didn't end up doing so. So for PvP, Dazzling is better. Also for Blitz, Dazzling is better. Next up is Camille. I'm never really sure how to gear him. He currently has 42k HP with plus 2000 defense, 57 crit rate, 27 accuracy, and 84 resistance. So I really struggled this laundry day to put resistance on this guy. I did everything I could to get a lot of resistance on my defense. You already saw that with the Water Magic Girl. He is on defense. I've debated putting one of those defense as an HP slot, but I'm hoping that the resistance is enough to keep the immunity buff on him, and if the immunity buff is up, then you can't defense break him, which means the defense would be better. The problem is when he gets stripped, the Camille dies really easily because he gets defense broken right away. But it's yeah, it seems to be working. I'm okay with the way he's built for now. We'll have to see. I'm not sure he's great on arena defense, but he does catch some people off guard, especially if they miss their strip. Zegna is next. My Zegna, I don't use much anymore. She does have max gear though. HP defense. Ideally, if you're building her early game, you want triple HP because her heal again is based on max HP, but she has almost 60k HP anyway. She also has 1200 defense and 51 accuracy. Ideally, I would want that accuracy a little higher, but I don't use her very often. If you are using her as your stripper, you want over 60% for sure, probably closer to 80%. Hux Ian is next. She's right up there with Ella. I didn't like her. She got de-geared, so she's not in my top 60. She's probably my second most regretted 6-star. Sigrun as well. She's not regretted. She's amazing. If you guys have been following Dank, you know how strong his Sigrun is. I just happen to have 6 Blade Masters, so I have no need for a Sigrun. I took her gear off. Her gear is actually where Wink got her gear from. That's why her gear isn't optimized for her. But Sigrun, it no longer has gear and is no longer in my top 30 either. Almost done. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more units. And the Dino Kid didn't make it. So Ginger Sweet is next. Very similar to the other two Candy Munchkins. So 78% crit rate with plus 1700 attack and 202 crit damage with 41 accuracy. She does have a defense break on her ultimate, so that is why she has the accuracy. She also raises attack speed instead of crit rate, so that's why she has the 78 crit rate. It would probably be better if it was a little higher, but all in all, I'm not upset with it. This this crit damage glove I actually re-rolled with the Chaos Orbs from Co-op, and it up-rolled strangely. It has no crit rate, but it has plus 17 attack, plus 14 accuracy with HP and resistance substats. So really nice piece. I just am not really 100% where to use it. I feel like it's probably best on a Candy Munchkin, even though it kind of feels wasted. I may end up putting it on the water one or moving it around for co-op, depending on what week it is. This guy's geared. He's on Adept Precise. I never use him. The gear isn't optimized, unfortunately, so he didn't make the top 30. Violet with 67k, 66k HP and 81 resistance and 35 accuracy and 1,000 defense. Obviously max skilled. She is on Dazzling. Everybody's Violet should be on Dazzling, nothing else. HP, 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 Dazzling Warding, crazy strong. I also maxed her chest piece as well, just to get that little extra HP in there. I did want the high resistance because if she gets stunned and she can't get off her cleanse, then my arena defense won't last very long. So that's why. Next up is Chensia. Everybody wants a Dark Snake Lady. This is why I don't have my other 3 Snake Ladies geared, is because I have her. Her gear is still max. Okay, so I had to take some pieces off of her on laundry day just because I needed it, and honestly I don't use Chensia very often because I just don't need her. But she is amazing, and I wanted her to be well geared. So she has almost 60k HP with 99 accuracy. Really, that's all you need to know. Nothing else matters on her. I did, however, manage to get 63 crit rate on her. Her crit rate was 70%, but I dropped it a little bit when I switched gear around. But either way, 60k HP, 99 accuracy, she's perfect. I couldn't ask for anything more. She could have a little more HP, but I got this bracer with 31% HP substat on it, so I decided to use that instead, which is why she has 99 accuracy instead of normal when they're around 60 to 80. So I'm pretty happy with her. She does really well. She's almost skilled up as well. I need 1 more into Silencing Kiss and 1 more into Venom Burst, and then she will do a lot more ongoing damage, not only from this skill having a lower cooldown, but being able to cycle through her skills more often, allowing her to do more ongoing damage on top of that. So looking forward to those last 2 skill ups, particularly in this skill. And finally, the last unit in my top 30 is Altana. Altana has 80k HP with almost 1200 defense, 66 accuracy, no resistance, unfortunately. I tried her on my arena defense a little bit this week, and it got a couple wins, but the people that it lost to said she did nothing, and the people that it won to said she locked them down. So I'm not really sure if it did well or not. She's not in there currently, but HP, 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 Dazzling Sturdy. She's crazy strong in terms of debuffs. So she has lowers attack, slow, stun, lowers attack speed, silence, and she has a shield and damage reflection buff on herself. So she has a crazy strong kit. She just is kind of underwhelming. I don't know why she's hard to make work anywhere. But hopefully there is either a new game mode, or there is a buff, or there is something in the future that makes them a little more useful, because I feel like she has a lot of potential. I just don't know where to use her yet. In terms of future projects, We do have this guy, Ardenellis, who's getting a buff. We're building Cassandra for a secondary fire healer for co-op. I have been looking at this guy. We'll see. Work in progress. He's for fusion. We have a second Rana down there. Also building both the water and fire Valks, as well as Daz for co-op. And that's about it. I do have this guy who's getting a buff as well. We'll have to see what happens with him. If they're crazy strong, maybe he'll end up getting the tutors as well. I have Gamma stored down here just in case. And I'm sure somebody noticed this, but we got a little Mojo sitting over here. I finally 5-star Mojo after all this time. I'm sure I'm going to hear about this, but that is where we're going to end off the video, with a little Mojo. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Hopefully this helps you guys out in terms of looking at your units. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to join us on Twitch at twitch.tv/5fingershuffle. And also like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time with another video. Good luck on Rush today, and we will see you soon. Bye.